Oh yeah. Hello. Hey, it's John, Rigaroga. I'm testing out my new streaming stuff. I don't know if this is gonna work very well. Everything seems to have changed since I was last playing this stuff. But I think I got everything set up. Howdy. If you're watching this live, awesome, but I'm gonna stream like nobody's watching, because you probably aren't. Anyhow, you're probably watching this on YouTube or something like that, and that's cool too. You know, good for you. This is a new game that I have not checked out before. I was given a key by the publisher to check this out, and it seemed kind of cool. So let's take a look. I'm gonna switch over to the window now. If I can remember which window it is. There you go. Okay. Woo! Totally getting the hang of it now, man. Okay, let's press any key to continue. Yeah, let's new game. Yes. Enter. Game adapts to the choices you make. Each lie can change the verdict for better or worse. If you tell the truth, it doesn't change anything. Hint, remember that during your testimony you are not creating history, you are lying about what has already happened. In Bohemian Killing, there are hundreds of possibilities. You can frame other people, lie, manipulate evidence and witnesses, plead guilty, or even act insane. Yeah, let's definitely do that.
She should be here by now.
Ooh. Oh, this is... Oh, creepy. Read the book. Plus 15 minutes. In-game time runs in real life and is important to arrange a reliable testimony. Okay. You can skip dialogues by holding E. Yeah, I don't even... Uh-oh. During cutscenes in the courtroom, it will skip entirely. And that's... Oh my gosh. Oh. I'm not entirely sure those underpants are period. I'm just saying. Okay. I'm not entirely sure what...
Hey, there, man.
Monsieur Eaton.
Monsieur Eaton.
Yes?
Monsieur Eaton, I'm talking to you. I'm sorry, Monsieur le Président. I was thinking. Do you understand the indictment? Sorry, but I have to ask the prosecutor to repeat. Monsieur Eaton, do you consider it to be a joke? You're charged with a serious crime. Please stay focused. Monsieur Prosecutor, please continue. As I said, I accuse Alfred Eaton of murdering Marie Capet on the 17th of October 1894 in Paris. That day, Alfred Eaton was at the theatrical premiere of Prométhée, Vol du Feu, which took place at Opéra Garnier. As it is apparent from the testimony of witnesses, the accused left at about 8:30 p.m., before the end of the banquet. At about 9:25 p.m., he rented a room in his name at the Caucasus Hotel, which is adjacent to the building in which he lives. It was in that room that approximately at 11:16 p.m. Marie Capet was murdered. Next, the accused returned to his house, and at about 10:05 p.m. he entered his apartment in the company of Marie Capet, or let her in. It results from the fingerprint analysis. It did not show the victim's fingerprints on the outer side of the door, only on the inner. Alfred Eaton, by means of deception or threats, led the victim to his secret workshop, which is located on the first floor of his apartment.
Ooh.
The police report did not indicate any signs of struggle or resistance. The accused probably wanted to test on Marie Capet the...
Oh man. Okay. Sorry. I was going to try and skip out. That makes it really difficult to do chat, isn't it? You know? Really difficult to do. I'm just checking the stream qualities, and it looks like I've got good stream health everywhere. That's cool. Yeah, I didn't want to do that. Okay, I'm just checking. I'm just looking. Okay, well, so it looks like I'm not going to be able to do chat or anything while I'm doing this, because it's going to pause while I'm playing, while I'm doing anything. Okay, let's resume.
As I said, I accuse Alfred Eaton of murdering Marie Capet on the 17th of October 1894 in Paris. That day, Alfred Eaton was at the theatrical premiere of...
Oh man, it's gonna repeat that whole section.
Place at Opéra Garnier.
Okay.
As it is apparent from the testimony of witnesses, the accused left at about 8:30 p.m. before the end of the banquet. At about 9:25 p.m., he rented a room in his name at the Caucasus Hotel, which is adjacent to the building in which he lives. It was in that room that approximately at 11:16 p.m. Marie Capet was murdered. Next, the accused returned to his house, and at about 10:05 p.m. he entered his apartment in the company of Marie Capet, or let her in. It results from the fingerprint analysis. It did not show the victim's fingerprints on the outer side of the door, only on the inner. Alfred Eaton, by means of deception or threats, led the victim to his secret workshop, which is located on the first floor of his apartment. The police report did not indicate any signs of struggle or resistance. The accused probably wanted to test on Marie Capet the prototype of a torture machine of his construction, which was in the room along with medical tools and manuals of torture. When Marie Capet realized what the accused intended to do, she grabbed a metal rod lying in the room and hit the accused on the head.
Good for her.
Which caused a real threat to his life and, according to doctors, may have caused unconsciousness. The fingerprints of Marie Capet's left hand were found on the rod, as well as Alfred Eaton's traces of blood. Traces of blood were also found on the floor of that room. At the time of his arrest, the accused had an extensive wound on his head,
as confirmed by medical examination. Seizing the opportunity, Mary Capet fled from the apartment. She was stressed and in a hurry. This was confirmed by her numerous fingerprints secured on the inside of the door of the apartment of the accused. Then, Mary Capet ran into a nearby hotel, the Caucasus. It was the same hotel in which the accused rented a room.
That's
As it
inconvenient.
appears from the testimony of the clerk,
Or convenient.
Mary Capet was extremely stressed, repeating the word doctor and police. Probably she wanted to call for help. When the clerk went to get some water to calm Mary Capet, she disappeared.
I'm out of
The
here.
next day, on the 18th of October, about 8:32 a.m., a maid found her body in a room rented by Alfred Eaton. It was covered with numerous fingerprints of the victim and of the accused, and had traces of the victim's blood. The immediate cause of death was a severe blow to the abdomen in the liver area, with a blade of about 14 centimeters length. The murder weapon, constructed by the accused, was secured in his apartment. Mary Capet's unwashed bloodstains were still present on it, as well as the fingerprints of the accused. The accused is also charged by the testimony of one of the neighbors, who passed the accused at the front door of the building in which they both lived at about 11:30 p.m. The
A lot of
witness
exposition.
testified that the clothing of the accused was stained with blood. Unfortunately, the said clothes were not found. At the time of committing the alleged crime, the accused was sane, which means he acted consciously. For
Says
committing
you.
crimes, the accused shall be liable to life imprisonment or the death penalty.
Has the accused finally understood the indictment?
Oui, Monsieur le Président.
Does the accused plead guilty to the charges against him?
Non, Monsieur le Président.
Does the accused want to provide explanations?
Oui, Monsieur le Président.
Monsieur le Président, could I ask you for some conversation time with my client?
Of course. I just wish it would not take too much time. We've already wasted too much of it.
Monsieur Eaton, please note that you can look through evidence at any moment. It is available by pressing tab. I will show the defense evidence to the court at the time of your
Well, that's not
uncovering
realistic.
during the testimony. It might surprise the prosecutor. If necessary, you can recall the string of events according to the prosecution by pressing the Q key. Will you need my help during testimony? I will give you my advice and remind you of important facts and events.
Yes, help me.
We are ready,
Okay.
Monsieur le Président.
Then let's get started. Monsieur Eaton, what were you doing on October 17th, 1894, from 8 to 12 p.m.?
There was a theatrical premiere of Prométhée that day, which was sponsored by Le Feu, in which I am the lead designer. Starting at 7 p.m., I was at the premiere at the Opéra Garnier. Around 8:30 p.m., after the play, I found that I did not want to attend the dull banquet, and instead I preferred to work. I said goodbye to Hugo Argent, president of Le Feu, and I drove home. I got there at about 9 p.m.
1890. Hint, remember, during your testimony, you're not creating history. Oh, this is... yeah, okay. Looting, looting, looting.
For a moment, I admired
Oh,
the
whoa.
charming streets of Montmartre.
Oh, wild.
I decided to go for an evening walk. I
entered the Café de Paris cafeteria. I wanted to drink some good wine and eat a piece of cheese. A group of Parisian rabble tried to throw me out, screaming that there was no room for gypsy thieves. They beat me and threw me into the street. I was all covered in blood.
Did you report this fact to police officers?
No, Monsieur le Président. I decided that it was not worth losing my time.
And why is that?
A second of my work is more important than a lifetime of each and every one of those plebeians. Besides, if I had reported it, I would have done them a favor.
What do you mean, Monsieur Eaton?
In jail, they would have had better living conditions than those holes that they call houses.
I understand. Please return to your testimony.
Whoa.
I looked at the poster of the play Prométhée, sponsored by Le Feu Company. It was the exact premiere where I had spent the evening. I noticed an advertisement. I looked at slogans written by the rabble. They incited to the new revolution.
Motovash.
I looked at the poster of the play Prométhée, sponsored by Le Feu Company. It was the exact premiere where I had spent the evening.
Okay, so it ambiently picks up what I'm looking at.
I read cultural announcements.
Such great art.
I looked at slogans written by the rabble. They incited to the new revolution.
Can I go in here? I don't know if I want to enter the hotel.
For a moment, I admired the charming street. I do not recall that part. I do not recall that part.
Oh, okay.
For a moment, I admired the charms of Montmartre.
Okay, before I go into the hotel, I want to go over here and look. So that was the limit of where you can go. Switch the ignition on so I could drive away.
For a moment, I admired the charming. I do not recall that part.
Oh, and there's the limit. Okay.
For a moment, I admired the charming streets of Montmartre.
Well, let's try.
Later, I wanted to start the car and go for a ride, but it ran out of fuel. From l'Opéra Garnier, I already returned on fumes. So.
Okay.
For a moment, I admired the charming streets of Montmartre.
Okay, so... Oh.
I opened the gate.
And then entered the hotel.
I opened the door and walked into the Caucasus Hotel.
Huh. Okay. Well, so at some point I gotta get the...
I opened the door to the phone room.
An apple. Let's get an apple.
I bought a few things from my vending machine.
That's some pretty interesting stuff in a vending machine.
Then I looked through leaflets offering blimp tours over Paris.
Seem to... Oh. Make a call. Okay, let's make a call.
I spent a few minutes talking on the phone.
Okay.
I closed the inner door. Next, I wanted to open the door to the restaurant, but it was closed because of the late hour.
That's kind of cool.
I threw a coin into the fountain of the hotel lobby.
Rent a room and explain why you did it. Okay.
Apparently, the clerk noticed my state, but the rules of savoir-vivre did not let him make any commentary. I wanted to rent a room in a hotel, but the clerk said that a room had already been rented in my name. He said it's on the top floor and gave me a spare key. I must add that the conversation with this man was not held at about 9:25 p.m., as according to his testimony, but at a different time.
Monsieur Eaton, do you claim that you did not rent that room?
Oui, Monsieur le Président, but I knew it could not be a coincidence. The name Ethan is not that common.
So you tried to learn more from the clerk?
Yes, however, he hid behind his professional secrecy. I knew he wouldn't tell me a thing.
I do not understand one more thing. You live next to the hotel, so why did you want to rent a room there?
Sometimes I meet up with some girls of the Moulin Rouge, and due to my reputation, I prefer not to do it in my apartment.
Did you meet Marie Capet face to face?
No, Monsieur le Président, never.
I understand. Please continue.
So, I wonder if I should have gone to my... If I lived next door to this place, I wonder if I should have...
Then I opened the elevator grate.
Important event is approaching. Press Q. Hughes rented a room on his name... The accused rented a room on his name, at the Caucasus Hotel, which is adjacent to the building in which he lives. It was in that room that approximately at 11:16 Mary Carpet was murdered. Supporting guest book. I need to look at the guest book. Can I look at the guest book? Check the guest book. There we go.
I wanted to check the guest book, but I couldn't do that with the clerk nearby.
How do I get the How do I get the clerk? Okay.
I opened the elevator grate. Then I took the elevator to the second floor.
Oh, cool. That's neat.
I opened the elevator grate. For a moment, I admired the images showing the beauty of Paris.
Oh, wow.
For a moment,
yeah, I know. I already did that. I was still admiring it.
I examined the historic tableware.
As one does. Okay. Let's see.
Then I opened the door.
Oh, this was the door. Okay.
I opened the door and entered the room.
If you are covered in blood, you can wash it off by taking a bath or changing your clothes. If you are drunk, it will pass spontaneously after a few moments. Okay, so let's take a bath.
I went out into the corridor.
What? Wait a minute, what?
Later,
Are these
I entered
en
the
suite? Okay. Oh, it's got 2 doors, that's why. Okay. Take a bath. That's kind of cool that it's got 2 doors. I wonder...
took a bath, washing away any traces of blood.
Can I open a drawer? Oh, wait. Where is it?
There was a suitcase in the room filled with francs. I picked it up and took it with me.
Monsieur Eaton, why did you take the suitcase with you?
Monsieur le Président, there was a suitcase filled with money in the room, rented in my name. I did not see any reason not to take it.
Well, please continue your testimony.
Sure, why not? Okay. Okay, I don't see... Is there anything else? Oh. Let's look at this.
I drank some decent
Oh.
champagne.
Now I'm drunk. Ooh, blurry, blurry, doo, 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 doo.
Then I read cultural announcements.
Okay. I don't... No, I don't want to do
I
that.
went out into the corridor.
I want to try and get to my apartment.
I tried to open the door to the hotel room, but it was closed.
Why did you try to open the door to someone else's room?
Honestly, I do not know, Monsieur le Président. I guess I was just curious if it would be opened.
Well, please continue your testimony.
Then I opened the door.
Okay, so what I think... I'm gonna try and get to my apartment, wherever that is.
Then I opened the elevator grate.
To the ground floor.
Later, I took the elevator to the ground floor.
So cool. I've actually been in one of these elevators. It's so fun. It's awesome that it has the plate.
Then I opened the elevator grate.
Ah, damn it. I want to get that guest book.
I wanted to check the guest book, but I couldn't do that with the clerk nearby. Later, I opened the door and walked out into the street.
So I live next door, right? So is it a... So where next door do I live?
For a moment, I admired the charms of Montmartre. I do not recall that.
Okay. So I don't live there. Do I live here? Let's knock at the door. Why would I knock at the door? Maybe it's this one. Enter the building.
I opened the door and entered the building where my apartment is.
There we go. Okay.
I found
my
a letter
mail.
from the Ministère de la Justice.
Ooh, defense
Monsieur
evidence.
le Président, this is the evidence marked with number 2. It clearly shows that my client designed his interrogation machine with only the best intentions. According to his plan, it was supposed to be forwarded to the prosecutor's office and law enforcement agencies to improve the effectiveness of interrogation. The prosecutor's suggestions that my client has supposedly intended to use this device to torture helpless women is hasty and completely untrue.
This letter only proves that the accused was looking for application of his torture machine and had not found any support from Ministère de la Justice, so he decided to test it on an innocent woman.
The court supports the view that the mere fact of an offer to the Ministère de la Justice does not constitute sufficient evidence that the allegedly accused acted in good faith when creating such a device. Monsieur Eaton, please go back to your testimony.
Okay. Let's just really quickly... Okay. Murder weapon, divine and unwashed traces of blood. Okay. Defense. Defense evidence can be unlocked during the testimony. Supporting evidence. Parents' testimony. Whoa. Didn't... Oh. Okay. Prosecution. Let's see. What else do we got? We got dagger. The metal rod. Left hand was... Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Left hand. She's right-handed. Okay, wow. That doesn't help. Okay. Police report. Fingerprints. Pathological expertise. Medical expertise. Psychiatric expertise. Documentation of the torture machine. Books about the history of torture. Guest book. There's a signature of the guest beside. Okay. Well, so that's the guest book. Okay, let's resume.
I noticed that my neighbor's bicycle still cluttered the hallway.
Cool bike, though.
I opened the inner door. I closed the inner door.
What floor am I on?
I opened the elevator grate.
Cool elevator, man. What floor am I on? I'm on the first floor, right?
I took the elevator to the first floor. Then I opened the elevator grate.
Knock on the door. Basalt door.
Then I I used the stairs.
Knock at the door. Enter your... Oh, there it is. Okay.
I opened the door and entered my apartment. I watched the frames hanging on the
Whoa,
wall.
cool.
I loved their simplicity. It enhanced my creativity. I opened the inner door.
Put the groceries in the cabinet.
Then I put my groceries into the cabinet.
Okay. Cook. Eat leftovers.
I ate some leftover oysters with a few caviar tarts from my lunch. I also drank some good wine.
Of course. That's just the dining room. How do I get out of here? Okay. Okay, that's just the dining room. It's a pretty fancy-ass apartment.
Then I used the stairs.
I'm not complaining that I'm lower class with an apartment like that. Look, there's nothing... Where's the
I
painting?
glanced on the frames hanging on the wall. Their simplicity calmed me down and allowed me to focus.
What is this stuff?
I checked the elements of my cleaning machine, assessing what remained to be done.
Oh, yeah.
Then I opened the door. I was tired after the banquet, so I immediately went to sleep.
Okay.
I was even too tired to undress.
Is it all you
Oops.
want to testify, Monsieur Eaton?
Oui, Monsieur le Président.
And so I close the hearing. It is time to present your positions.
Interesting. Okay, so I ended my testimony. Let's see what happens next.
Monsieur le Président, the accused tried to trick himself off the responsibility. He used cunning rhetoric, trying to hide more and more of his new lies. However, in view of the evidence presented by the prosecutor, I have no doubt that Alfred Eaton, defendant who appeared today before the court, murdered Marie Capet in cold blood.
J'accuse!
Please, let the High Court not be deceived by his tearful stories about a poor gypsy from the country who gained his success with hard work, and which Marie Capet so cleverly tried to destroy. It was the accused who destroyed the life of a poor girl and her family with full premeditation.
I wonder what evidence
What
number one
did
was.
that poor girl do to deserve such cruel fate?
There
She
was
was
some piece of
searching
evidence
for a
that I didn't
better
find.
life, and was employed as a maid in the same building in which a dangerous psychopath lived. According to the prosecution, the accused is guilty, Monsieur le Président.
Well, of course.
Therefore,
You
I
would say
apply
that.
for recognition of Alfred Eaton, defendant who appeared today before the court, guilty of all charges against him, and for imposition of the death penalty by beheading on the guillotine.
Oosh. That's kind of harsh.
Monsieur le Président, Monsieur Prosecutor used a lot of high-flown words. However, during the preparation of indictment, he made many mistakes. As to the hotel room, my client had rented the room in the Caucasus Hotel on the night of the murder. However, as he testified, he had planned a meeting with a prostitute, not to murder Marie Capet. As to the alleged attempt to use the torture device on the victim, my client did not intend to use his interrogation device, which the prosecutor describes as a torture machine, neither on Marie Capet nor on anyone else. This is indicated by the letter sent by my client to the Ministère de la Justice with a proposal of a lawful use of the equipment to serve the law as well as society. It is important to emphasize the relationship of Marie Capet and my client. According to the testimony of the victim's parents, she felt a deep resentment and contempt, both for my customer and for his work and success. As to the meeting with Marie Capet in his apartment, my client has never met with Marie Capet in his apartment. We do not know where Madame Capet's fingerprints inside of that apartment came from. As for Alfred Eaton's weapon, please note, Monsieur le Président, that my client testified that he had not had the murder weapon on himself. The knife was in his secret workshop all that time. Everyone could have stolen it and then dropped it off.
I should have gone to the secret workshop, huh?
As my client testified, he did not kill Marie Capet. So, who did? As for the testimony of the neighbor who saw Alfred Eaton entering the building covered in blood, according to my client's testimony, that meeting had never taken place. So the witness made a false testimony. Taking into account the evidence from the
wasn't bloody either.
The witness might have had a motive, an aversion towards my client, and racial prejudice. Thank you, Monsieur le Président.
I should have knocked on the door because I wasn't bloody. Oh! Oh, it crashed! Oh, man. Oh, that hurt. Oh. Yeah, it literally just crashed. Yeah. Ugh, and I don't think it'll save either. Ah. Oh, that hurt. Okay, well, as luck would have it, yeah, let's go ahead and switch out. I'll run through it again, see if I can get any farther, see if I can find evidence number 1, because I clearly didn't find that. But and there is a complete guide, actually. If you look, there's actually in this lower corner there's a complete guide. Does it open a web page? Yeah, it opens a web page. So I might take a look at that. And then try it again. Hopefully it won't crash. This is kind of cool. It's got that sort of moody period piece. Boy, this is loud in my ear. I'm gonna take those off. Anyhow, so thanks for watching if you watched, and if you didn't watch, then I'm not thanking you because you're not watching me. Thank you. Yeah, moving on. So anyhow, this was fun. It was a nice try. Hopefully the streaming worked out well enough, and this is actually my first stream in over a year, I think. Well, at least a year. I think it has to have been at least a year since the last stream. So it's a good test. Hopefully it'll work. And hopefully OBS is still behaving well on my machine. I think it's overtaxing my system now a lot more than it was for some reason. I don't know why. But anyhow, I'll take a look at this after it uploads and all that. Anyhow, thanks. And thanks for checking out Bohemian Killing with me. And hopefully I'll try it one more time and go from there. I will see you some other time.